Good morning. My name is Michael R. Roser, and I am co founder and chief coaching facilitator for Strategic Life Coaching LLC. And I'd love for you to visit us at abundantlifeslc.com. What do I want to talk about this morning was something that's very important to me, and it was an epiphany, if you will, that came to me by living and practicing a spiritual set of principles in my life. The last step in this way of living is having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, the previous 11. We tried to carry this message and to practice these principles in all our affairs. And one of the steps earlier on was a inventory of our character defects, as I like to call them, getting to know ourselves internally as best as we possibly can. In my case, why that uneasiness inside of me was causing me to need to have to drink alcohol on a nightly basis in order to calm myself down, to get rid of fears and anxieties and depression. And that became my medication. And it worked for a lot of years until it didn't work. So by finding out about myself and then asking for God, as I understand God, to remove those defects of character, thereby amending the way that I was living and changing the way that I was living, those benefits began to show up in repaired relationships, reconciled balance sheets, friends wanting to include me in golf matches again, being invited to Christmas parties and things, which I had been, people had been avoiding me, in the past. So as I've done this and as I've gained this spirituality and frankly this humility and enlightenment about myself, I feel called now to help other people who are struggling in the four basic phases of life, as I call it, which would be your physical state, your emotional state, your financial state, and your spiritual state. And if you're having problems in those areas, come to us and we can help solve some of those problems. I want to give back what I have been so richly given in this program. And what I found was in getting in touch with this fellowship, for the first time in my adult life, a person came to me delivering the same message that was being delivered to me by my family and my friends and business partners, that your life, you're uneasy, you're just not happy, you need to fix it. And this gentleman had been through exactly the same problems and exactly the same emotions that I had been. And as I said, for the first time in my adult life, I did not judge the message by the messenger. And I would always not take advice from somebody if I felt that they themselves weren't taking their own advice or whatever. I saw hypocrisy in everything. And as by living this spiritual life, I now can take the message by the person that's giving it. And I can look at it and I can see if it makes sense. Is this correct? Do I need to react to this or not? And it's been a tremendously enlightening process for me. There's a caution, however. Unsolicited advice is just what it is. And I have and had trouble with that my entire life. If I don't ask for advice, when somebody gives it to me, I tend to discount it and I tend to judge it. I'm getting much better about that as well, but I'm still not there yet. So by living these spiritual principles, by getting in touch with me, I can now and want to give back. The quickest way to do that for me, and the quickest way to get out of my selfish behaviors and my self-centered nature, is to carry that message to other people, to help other people. That takes me out of myself and puts me in a mode of service, and I'm grateful for that today. So I hope you guys take a good look at yourself, what's ailing you, and work on those things specifically. If you do believe in God as I do, ask God to remove those, amend your behavior, change your behavior. People will notice it. You will notice it. You will feel better. You will feel more at peace. You will be more abundant. And the key to that, the key to keeping it in my mind, instead of returning back to those selfish material desires, is to keep giving it away to others. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.